Hello guys, and welcome to some more TORA highlights, this time for the last two races of the season at Brands Hatch. In the Ginettas once again, and yeah, this is going to be the qualifying session as you can see on your screens right now. And this should be, relatively interesting. The last two races of the season, I want to do the team proud. It's been a really good season so far, and I was pushing for the best result possible in quali. I felt the pace was there again, but it seemed to be quite tight with the top guys. So I was pushing on here to start our first lap. That's 29.7 of our first lap of the session, and here comes our pretty much our second best lap of the session. There's another one after this one as well, and just in general our pace was really consistent. We were really quick, and it was just really good. I mean, I think the pace was decent, but for some reason I just couldn't get the tires working in the right window. I think that was the problem, and I wasn't able to extract the most. Going into the session, my best was a 29.3, which was pretty good. That was good enough. Would have been good enough for Lobby A. And in the session, I struggled to match that from practice really, and it was just a bit frustrating at the same time. It's very frustrating because obviously I knew exactly where it all was and the time that I lost, and it was just annoying. But the laps we were doing very consistent. I think that's something that I took away from this qualifying session that I could, in my mind, take away, was that the pace was there and the pace was consistent. It was always, we're hitting 29s all the time. There wasn't a dip in the form, so the actual pace itself was very good. And I knew going into the race itself that the pace, if we continue with that, will be really strong, and that's what I could do. But Brands Hatch is one of those circuits that I really quite like. It's quite a nice track to drive. It isn't my favourite on the calendar, but it is quite fun at the same time. I mean, I think Donington's probably my favourite track in terms of just how fun it is. But that was pretty much our best, one of the best laps of the session with a 29.662. And going on later on, this is actually our final lap of the session. I was pushing really hard here, and once again the tyres just weren't in the right window. Couldn't get the tyres up to the running temperature, and in practice it was very different. Like I could pretty much straight away, and I lost all my time through this corner. Turn 1 was an absolute disaster, and you can see the understeer I got there, and I lost pretty much. That was all my 3/10 that I lost. It was in that corner alone, and that's why at the end of the session I was so angry. But I pushed on this lap to try to push on as hard as I could to try and regain that time back somehow. And that when you push a bit harder, it's you make more mistakes. But the tyres just didn't feel very good. Out of my opinion, it just felt bad. The drive in comparison to practice, where the tyres, it didn't take this long to get warmed up. And also, if you do another lap after this, the tyres are gone because they've already heated so much, and they're not as fast as they were. So it's really hard to get that balance. And for some reason in the session, it just kind of went. The tyre temperatures just went. But again, just that is the way it is. That's racing in the end of the day. And here I just trying to hit the curbs nicely, try and run all the track as possible. And it was a pretty good lap actually. It was good, and it just showed again that the pace was consistent, and that was it. As we head into this last sort of sector now, I like this bit actually. It's quite fast and flowing. It's nice. And we're heading into the last corner now. I was just pushing as hard as I could. We were slightly down still on the previous lap, so down to third gear for this last corner, taking an early apex, get a nice run through the end, and that's been a pretty good run. And if we head into the line now, and it's going to be a 1:29.640. So that was our fast lap of the session, but it didn't improve our position, and that meant we would be in Lobby B, starting P2 in Lobby B. So I know exactly where the 3/10 were, and that's through turn 1, and just annoying really to be put in Lobby B, where I felt I could have been in Lobby A pretty easily if it wasn't for that turn 1, and that's all I could do. So Lobby B for us, starting P2, puts us in a very good position. I felt that we had enough pace to win, and I honestly felt that we could win both races if things went our way. So in this race, I was so angry with that qualifying. I was like, I'm just going to go all out and just try and win these races. That's all I can do, and hopefully that puts me in a good position in the championship. So heading around the last corner now, on the formation lap to start racing now. We're with VSR Touring in this race. He's on pole, and it's going to be a tight one between him and me and my teammate EVR Matt 212. As we're going to go racing around about now, anytime soon, and we are racing now. You can see a really good start. We follow him quickly as well. We're in P2 now, and we're going to go into turn 1 now. Adam's actually on our inside. He's looking for the move, and we make a little bit of contact, but we still stay ahead of him, but he's actually on our inside now, and actually got a really good run for that turn 1. And once again, I'm struggling with the turn 1, and I just let him go pretty much. As now we've got Matt behind us as well. So it's pretty much been a bit of a battle already. Just couldn't get the grip going pretty much. But Adam makes a mistake there, and we've got a good run on him. But we're right there in P3, and the thing is, like, that I was thinking about is like, we're in a good position. At this point, I was like a bit worried that I was just understeering. Look at that, look at the understeer there. And that was pretty much a downshifting. The natural protection causes the understeer. And I just couldn't get the nose in, and that was just incredibly infuriating. But other than that, that is that. But I knew in P3 we were in a good position. I knew for a while that we could get a decent result here still, and the win was still on. I felt that in the party, touring was struggling, and I knew that Adam, we had the pace on equal terms with Adam pretty much, and we've got Matt as well behind us, who was also pretty quick. But look at that, Adam making a mistake there, and we're right behind him once again, and we're heading into the last sector for the first time in this race. So we go a little bit wide, following him through, and actually all 4 of us followed each other through there, going a little bit wide there in the dirty air, as the tyre's still not up into the right window, as touring's going really wide there. Adam's got a really good run, and this, I felt, this is going to be a good opportunity. I was sort of waiting for those two to battle ahead of me. I was like, if they can make the battle happen, then that'd be great. And just turns out my luck gets very I get all the luck in the world here. As we head into turn 1 now, Adam and Touring are battling. Touring's gone really wide now. Touring's on the gravel. He hits the gravel. He turns. It goes straight into Adam. Adam goes in front of us as well. I had to slow all the way down, and Matt gets caught up as well behind me because I had to slow the right down. He did slow down enough, and he goes, and I am in P1, and I get a little bit of rear damage from Matt there. But that was absolutely just chaotic there. Had to avoid everything. Touring going wide in the gravel, go straight into Adam. Adam going after that as well. I was like a trap, and I could have easily just hit one of them if I went full speed through there. So luckily we slowed down and we just avoided everything. But it's a shame that Matt got damage from there, because I don't think he just didn't predict. I think he saw me going quite slowly because I had to avoid it all, and he got caught out. So that's unfortunate for him. But now leading this race, I knew that it's all in our hands as we speed up the race here. There wasn't nothing. There's nothing to it. I was on my own for the whole race. It was pretty boring. All I could do is pump in the lap times and improve and find the improvements. We do a 21.3, and that's what I was doing, just pumping in the lap times, being clean, not taking any risks, and that's what I did. And that's the really easy situation in these races, is you can just take it so easy, but you can't take it too easy. You have to keep on your pace, and I just kept flying around the track, improving, 30.8 there that lap, and that's what I could do. Just doing hot laps and building the gap between me and the guy behind me, and that was that. The 30.7 that lap as well, and the pace was really strong in this race out front, and it was good to be up front for the first time in this season, and being able to get the reward of that, and slowing it down here, 30.8, and the consistency was really strong, and the pace was just really good. I was very happy with the pace again, and I was just sort of taking out all my frustrations out from qualifying and putting them into the race, and it was I was very happy to be in a situation where I was winning a race, and it's been quite a long time since I've been able to be in a situation where I've been able to win races. I mean, last time I won a race was like an IndyCar event on Forza 6, and my first proper league race win was over a year ago, like pretty much over a year ago, sort of 18, maybe 15 months ago. So it's been quite a long time, and to get wins again is absolutely fantastic. As we cross the line here for race 1, and we're going to win round 9 and penultimate race of the season at Brands Hatch, and what a way to do it. Absolutely dominant win, and I was so happy with that result, and just great to top off the season with a win. And going into race 2, starting in from pole, I knew into the last race of the season, I knew starting on pole we could be in a good position once again to win the race, but I knew there's guys behind us like Fiesta Touring and Adam and Matt as well, who could really push me hard for the win. So I knew that a win wasn't easy for race 10 or race 2 of this event. And here we go for the start. We're gonna go racing anytime soon here, as I'm leading the pack for the first time on pole, which I haven't done before. And just all I could do here is I knew that the threat was from behind, and I could just race my own race and just try my best. I knew it was gonna be more of a challenge than race 1, but we're gonna go racing anytime soon now. Try to get the best start to the race, and we're going now. So here we go, we're on racing. I've got a really good start to the race here as we head into turn 1 now, and it's actually an EVR 1-2 there, as I think Matt gets caught up in the collision behind us though, but I think we're still in the EVR 1-2 from what I can see on my monitor, and that is a really good start to the race for us. But no, it's not an EVR 1-2 anymore, because now Adam's now into P2, and I'm getting chased down by Adam. And now I knew if Adam and Matt were chasing me down, I knew full well that yeah, that's going to be a close one, because they both had really good pace, and I think they're both equal on pace to me, or even quicker at times. And particularly in the early stint, the early sort of 2, 3, 4 laps, I wasn't brilliant. Even in race 1, in race 9 or race 1 of this the end, it just the initial pace wasn't very good. But it was always sort of mid-race where the pace started picking up, and I started feeling more comfortable and getting the consistency in. And that's something to work on maybe in the future, just to get the initial pace going quickly, because that's where the race is kind of won, and that's what I could do. So at the end of the day, I had a really good start to the race here, put on the gap, but I knew that the two guys behind me were coming quickly, and I was just trying to push on as hard as I could, try and build that gap up, and that's all I could do. And the path to car felt really good to drive. It has been really good to drive all season. That's thanks to a lot of the setup that me and my team have done going into the practice sessions beforehand. We've been able to get the setup pretty much nailed, and that's what I could do. And just a continuation of that. Leading the first lap away, it's been really good, and we just had to keep doing that. But I knew the threat from behind was coming, and I knew exactly that it wasn't going to be easy, this race win compared to the last race. And I really wanted to win the last race of the season. That is really what I wanted to do. That would have been awesome if I could do that, as the 30.7 there. So as the track is a little bit cooler, it's a bit easier to drive. Turn 1 was always my nemesis. I couldn't take as much speed through there as everybody else, and I was always under threat from the exit. And you know, that's how these races are done, really. And Adam's right on our tail, and this is a beginning of a battle between me and him for the whole race. We had a massive battle in Donington Park. It's taking us until this. It's basically been the start of the season and the end of the season. It's been since me and Adam's battles have arisen, and we like battling each other. He's a great guy, great host of TORA. Really like him, and it was great to race against him once again. It's been since Donington, the first races of the season, since we're battling Adam. So it's great to be back with him again, as we cut onto lap 5 now, and we did an improvement of 30.5. However, turn 1, I muck it up completely, and Adam's right there with me again. So it's all under just up in the air now. As Adam gets to the left hand side, we block him off. He takes a wider line, but cuts back into us as he gets a nice run. But I'll block him off, make sure he doesn't get past me for this corner here. Down in the second gear here, take the apex nicely, and we've got a good run through there. But Adam's looking very strong, and here, this is where my race pretty much I lost position here. The damage protection wasn't helping. I was in 4th gear, now 3rd. I'm trying to get in 2nd. I was understeering off, and Adam gets alongside me, and we're going to go roll to wheel with each other. He's trying to push me a little bit here, and it's great racing between the two of us as we head into this fast right-hander. Down the hill we go, and it's wheel to wheel, and we're going to go into this fast right-hander. Who's going to lift off? We're not going to yield. Both of us are not going to yield at all. We go wheel to wheel with each other, and he's on the outside. I leave him the space, and he gets the move done, and that was awesome. And with Matt behind us as well, we go into this corner here, and hit the curb a little bit too hard, make a mistake, and Adam and Matt actually hits us, and he's gone too. So that was really unfortunate for me and Matt here. Just Matt got more speed for the corner and just didn't realise, and he went. So that's unfortunate. But right behind Adam here, and this is basically the tail of the race. I was following him. It was very much like earlier on again, where he was following me, and this time I was following him, and I was determined not to let this race go. I knew that I had the pace to win this race, and so did he. And I was like, well, I want to win this race as well. I mean, I won the previous race. I won race 9 and race 1 of this event, and I want to win the last race of the season as well, as a double header, and have 2 back-to-back wins. That's what I wanted. That was a dream. So I knew if I could just keep with Adam, put him under pressure a little bit, and that is exactly what I did. I just put him under pressure, made sure he made a mistake, and that's all I could have done, because I knew that was the way to get past him, and we were very similar on pace as well. So just kept set behind him. I kept within a second with him throughout the whole race here as we split it up here. Nothing to really see. And I kept within a second. I always kept them under pressure. And in the party, he was like, Dom, could you back off or something? Could you sit into that 17-second gap behind me? Because there was a massive gap because the guys behind. So he was like, Dom, could you just back off? And I just kept going. And I could sense he was feeling the pressure a little bit, because I wasn't letting him get away. And any mistake that he was making, I'd get close up to him again and make it more intimidating. And that's just me, you know, for the first time in over about a year, I've had a sense that I could win these races and get the winning feeling back, and I knew that I could win this race again, and I won the previous race, and I knew I could win this race again, and I really wanted to do it again and take back-to-back wins, and that's what I really wanted. As we head in, we actually set it down here in lap 10, right behind Adam, and I knew it was our opportunity. We're right close with him. He hasn't left our sights. He's always been within a second of us, and he makes a mistake. That's the first mistake there, and I knew he was feeling the pressure. At that point, with 4 laps to go, he knew that winning was in his hands, but I was right there with him. He made a massive mistake in that last corner, and I'm heading down to turn 1, trying to push him as hard as I can, but I just took a little bit too much risk through turn 1, and I lost a little bit of momentum, and that enabled him to get a little bit of a breather. And I think the tyres were overheating, but now going on later on in lap 11, he's making even more mistakes, and he's struggling. In this part of the section on the track, he was always getting away from me, and this time I was catching him, and I was right on him. So now I knew this lap was a lap to make something work. In the next lap or so, I knew this was basically my final chances of being able to win this race, because other than that, he wasn't going to make a mistake. And he's kept the pressure on his shoulders very well. He's kept it. He's done a fantastic job, but I could see the little mistakes happening here, and as I was right behind him, I knew that some more mistakes were going to be made. As we head into the last corner of this lap once again, I'm trying to take a little bit more speed. He's got a little bit wide here, and I get the slipstream as well, and it's all swaying my way as we cross the line here to start lap 12, and he's feeling the pressure. We're heading to turn 1 now. This is normally my bad corner. This time we're in 3rd gear. Took it a little bit wrongly as the brakes didn't work, but he's gone wide. He made a mistake of leaving the space on the circuit, and that's it. He's absolutely made the mistake. He's choked, and we're now into the lead of the race again, and that was great to be back in the lead. We lost it. We've kept him under pressure. We kept Adam under pressure for the whole race. Didn't let him get away from us, and we took the lead. He made the mistake, and with 2 laps to go, the win's in our hands, and I was like absolutely happy when that happened. I was like, oh my god, things just worked out for me, and we're back in a winning position once again, and I knew I was gonna win the last race of the season. We're gonna come to the last corner now of the last lap, and it's back-to-back wins for us. What a way! Our first 2 wins on this game, and our first 2 wins in TORA, and our first 2 wins pretty much for quite a long time. So that was also what a week it was in TORA. Just absolutely happy after the shambles of qualifying. I was very upset with quali. Could have done better. I took it out in lobby B and in both races to win both, and that was great. Adam in 2nd. And I know Matt had a really bad week. So, guys, that has been great. That has been a great season for us. Really enjoyed it. We've got AOR Project Cars, AOR GT3 Season 8 coming up next for highlights. So, you see that soon. In the standings, we finished P11 out of 36 with drop score. But without drop score, we finished P8, which is fantastic. So, really great season for us. And then in drivers, we finished P2. And in teams, we finished P2 and P3. So, that's been great. Guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you very soon. Bye, guys.